What's going on, guys? Bonafide Hustler here.
Raiken Profit.
The College Picker.
And Daniel Finnemore from Box of Maine.
All right, so what's going on, guys? Welcome to the Green Room Hangout. I think officially, Steve and I talked about this the other day, but we are on season 3 of the Green Room Hangouts now. And today's show is selling on Amazon FBA and then taking the money and buying a business with it. So that's what our guest is going to be talking about today. I'm the Bonafide Hustler. I reside in Austin, Texas. I flip stuff I find from garage sales, estate sales, flea markets, pawn shops, swap meets, big box stores. And I put it on places like eBay, Amazon, Craigslist, my antique booth, and consignment stores in town. I'm one of the co-creators of the greenroomuniversity.com. I'll introduce my wingman, Steve Raiken.
Wingman. I'm
You're always in control,
man.
No, you're a wingman that's not in control today.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I guess I got to take the back seat today. What's going on, everybody? Raiken Profit, Steve Raiken, 29 from Connecticut. Sell on eBay, Amazon, Craigslist, and Shopify. Been a reseller / entrepreneur, whatever you want to call it. I haven't worked a normal job in about 4 years.
Yeah.
So really proud about that. And don't look forward. No, what am I trying to say? I don't plan on ever going back. So excited for this show. What's going on? CP, what's going on, man? From Thailand still?
Yeah, still in Thailand. My name's Eric. I am a co-founder of the Green Room. I do a lot of the web development for it now. I've never had a job more than 6 months in my life. I thought of that the other day. I have not had a consistent job. I'm like a serial job killer. So I'm currently in Bangkok, Thailand. I sell stuff on Etsy, Amazon, eBay, Craigslist. I'm really excited for this show because I like these making the money from there and then putting it into something else to make you more money rather than just continuing to do resale all the time, expanding your egg. So I'm really excited to hear about this story.
Yeah.
All right, so we got Daniel Finnemore, who is the star of the show. Daniel, introduce yourself. Where are you from?
What's going on, guys? Daniel Finnemore, 28 years old. I'm from Central Maine. Probably don't even know where that's at. We're way up there, near Canada. And
is that place cold? It's cold, right?
Yeah, it's starting to get a little bit warmer. 40 degrees out today. I was out there with t-shirt on.
Well, you couldn't pay me to live there. You could not pay me.
I actually own 2 businesses. I own mainly gaming, the retro video game consoles, and that started.
Yes!
Yeah. Yep, that started a while ago.
Mainly gaming. That's so awesome.
Yeah. That was the original business that I started. I just started selling stuff on eBay. And, I looked over and I saw I had like a GameCube with a bunch of games, and I'm like, you know what, I'm going to sell it. And so that kind of took off when I saw there was a pretty good market. I went back to the retro stuff and just started buying like crazy, buying as much as I could and just continuing flipping it over and over and over. And that's really been something that's been really good.
That's really interesting because Maine is known for hoarders. So I'm sure there's crazy amounts of vintage video games in people's attics and basements more than any other state, just because it's a hoarding, the hoarding state.
It is a lot of. I think we had the Downey's the Pickers, Downey's Pickers, and what was that? There's another one. Can't remember what it's called. There's another Picker show where they came up here and they found a bunch of stuff. But actually, the local area kind of has been drying up, so I've had to reach out, and build relationships and really just buy from all over the country. So. But yeah, sell on eBay. Eventually went to Amazon, and it's been pretty good.
All right,
awesome.
So we're gonna have to make sure that we also sound pretty good on the show.
Check.
You guys in the feed, make sure we sound good. Let us know. There are 66 viewers in the house right now. I got a question for you guys in the feed. When you think of Maine, what is the one thing that comes to your mind? Go ahead and type it down into the feed. And if you're watching this on a Wednesday night, it's likely a live show, okay? And if it's a live show, there's a column to the right where you can see all the comments going. And we're going to making sure that this show goes by the book, and we have time for questions in the feed. We're going to break off every 15 minutes and ask questions that you guys want to ask Daniel. So it should be a really good show. So we heard from our guest, Daniel Finnemore. He's from Maine. Sells on eBay, Amazon. And so let's go to this question number 2, which is, hey, before you bought this company, okay? So today, when we talk about Daniel, we're going to be talking about a company that he bought from the proceeds from FBA. But before you bought this company, Daniel, what was a typical day like for you?
It's really the hustle, man. You wake up, I'm a married man, been married for going on 7 years. I got 2 kids. I got a 5-month-old. So wake up, spend a little bit of time with them. That's one of the benefits, that you don't typically have if you're working a 9 to 5 or you're working you're working for somebody. you got a little bit of flexibility. But with that being said, you got to grind, you got to put in that time, you got to work. And that allows you, when you put in that time and you work hard, allows you to pull back a little bit and spend time on what's important to you. So I like to start my day off spending time with my wife and my kids a little bit. My wife stays home. I'll pray, read the Bible a little bit, kind of start it off right. And I get to work. I grind hard, and I'm just working all day long, buying stuff. Mainly gaming. We're buying, just looking at stuff to buy. You guys know the process: buying, selling, packaging, pricing, shipping every single day. Just trying to get a shipment out every day. And that's really it. Kind of do it over and over.
Okay, so you say you're going to try to get a shipment out every day. So I'm assuming this is FBA related stuff. You're going
FBA, Amazon FBA. Yeah, I started with, I don't know how deep you want to go into it, but I started at eBay. eBay is just, as it sells, you ship it out. I always stressed on trying to get it out the same day. That was one of the things that I would post on my eBay page: same day shipping if purchased before 3 o'clock. Because we live in a generation where people want their stuff, they want it fast. Well, that's what Amazon's all about, especially FBA. Prime 2-day free shipping. And I had heard about it, but it was a big, just like anything, it's a big leap. It was a big step to me at first. I was like, man, I like eBay. I like I got eBay down. I'm making pretty good money on eBay, and trying to do change. Change can be uncomfortable. Doing a new process, it was intimidating. And to believe it or not, I stumbled across Raiken's YouTube videos. Shout out Raiken Profit. This guy's awesome. He's very encouraging, and I think everybody needs that. They need that.
He's always in control.
Yeah, but we need that. We need to see someone that's done it already and say, hey, look, it's easy to do. Just go and do it. And the hustle, was it Hustler Hacks? Shout out Glenn Zubia. Go out and get it. We live in a generation where everyone thinks things should be handed to them. You got to go out. You got to challenge yourself. You got to push. You got to get it done. And so I stumbled across Raiken's videos. Man, we could go on. Want me to keep diving into it or what?
Keep going, man. Keep diving.
Raiken, here comes Raiken's head. Here, let's go. Let's do it, man. Go for it.
Check it out. So, I was in college. I did 2 years of business degree. Pretty much it's kind of diving into the next question, the whole business owner thing. My dad was an entrepreneur, and he had a couple businesses growing up. I think he did like computers and like lawn care business, and he actually sold like tropical fish. Weird. He never really did like super successful at them, but it's just that entrepreneurial spirit, man. I think it's something that I acquired, and you just got to be hungry. You got to go out and get it. And so, I did the college thing. I was like, really wasn't for me. The business classes were cool. They kind of opened up my mind a little bit towards business and how things are done. And so I ended up getting a job working at a frozen food manufacturer, and it's also an airline catering company. And, I worked my way up through the ranks there. I really wanted to get some kind of manager experience, so I had worked there for like 3 or 4 years, young kid, I was probably like 21 or something like that. And, but that's around the time I started selling on eBay, selling a little, what I could get my hands on, gift cards. My girlfriend's, she had like a necklace from her ex-boyfriend I saw like laying around the house. I was like, $99.99. That's got to be worth something on eBay, So I threw that on eBay and really just started hustling and flipping stuff, selling. And then so while I was doing that at this job where I was working my way up, I started realizing, wow, I'm making a pretty decent amount of money on eBay here, like almost like substantial, almost like what I was making at this other job. Because they just keep adding on lots of responsibilities and just the pay wasn't really there. But, they said, just wait, we got a manager position for you. So the time came when I was faced with a really difficult spot, what you call like a fork in the road. I had a side business going, mainly gaming. It was all established. I had it registered. I'm paying taxes now. Went from a hobby to, I think like eBay, if you like sell like, I think $20,000 or more or 200 items, they start making you file. I think it's like a 1099K. And, so I'm at the point where I'm filing taxes now. I'm exceeding that. I'm thinking, man, I'm gonna blow through 20,000 in like a couple months. I got to keep pushing. Why cut it off so I don't have to pay taxes? Let's do things right. And so I get faced with that fork in the road at this company, and I wasn't really enjoying the company that much. It was cool to have people work for you. I don't know if any of you guys have employees, but it's a different thing. You're supervising people, you're giving instructions, they look to you for advice and direction, and that's a cool thing. And definitely acquired a lot of experience there. But it came down to the fork in the road, right? And I did a lot of praying about it, man. I brought my wife. I talked to my wife a lot. This is a big thing. This is one of the biggest decisions I've ever made. Like, am I going to do this reselling? All I knew was eBay at the time. Am I going to do this full time? Or am I going to take this manager position and kind of just be like settling and just doing the bare minimum, I guess. They never threw out any numbers to me as far as how much I'd be making, but really it wasn't even about that. It was just about waking up and enjoying what you're doing. And I really, really enjoyed selling stuff. You guys know there's a satisfaction, there's a good feeling that comes from that. Am I right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
Daniel,
am I right?
real quick, let me ask you one question. Allow me to interrupt for 1 second.
Yeah.
But when in this fork in the road, was Raiken's videos after the fork in the road, before the fork in the road? And how integral was just watching a random person's YouTube videos in your startup success, should I say, in becoming an entrepreneur?
Okay, so Raiken's videos were after, because his videos that I was looking into Amazon. I can't remember exactly how I just wanted to grow. I knew that eBay was a good platform, but like someone just mentioned, it's not. You want to be diversified. You don't want to have all your eggs in one basket. If things went bad with eBay, I blew up at a customer because they wanted a return. They were renting something and they wanted to get a return, and I always try to fight those cases. I used to, sometimes it doesn't even seem worth it anymore. But if something were to be jeopardized with the eBay, I don't want to go back to that job. Someone else just said that. Raiken just said that. I don't want to go back to that job that I just left, Well, I kind of gave it away. I did end up leaving that job. But yeah, Raiken's video is definitely influential. A little bit later on. I forgot. I lost my train of thought. What was the other part of that?
I mean, you were talking about, I don't know where you were going with that, but like having those multiple, income sources coming in. I mean, it helps you sleep at night too, right? Because I remember, dude, I was in the same shoes as you when like I was all eBay. This was before I went into, Kindle publishing and, when I was just doing all the other things that I'm doing. It's stressful knowing that what if something does go wrong, right? And this is something we always preach is, start learning. Once you figure out eBay, you've got to look for something else as well.
Yeah.
You do.
And that's what it was. Is that job I wanted to learn, and they knew that I wanted to learn. I wanted to learn and grow, and I just feel like I was doing that faster than what they could give me. And I had a feeling they kind of knew that. They kept saying, "Oh, we'll have a nice manager position for you." And then when it eventually came, I was already at that point where I was like, I'm already past that. I'm ready for something bigger, and that's what it was with eBay. It was like, okay, I'm making a certain amount on eBay. I'm hearing like Amazon I could be making more. I'm checking products. You guys know some products on eBay, the same exact product on eBay can be worth more, can be selling for more at a higher price point on Amazon, especially when you consider fulfillment by Amazon. So I'm thinking I can make more money selling the same exact thing. I have to learn a new process, which is intimidating, right? But I figured if I'm going to do that, I have to do some research. I have to look into it, right? And it was the same thing with leaving the. I ended up putting in my resignation, and it felt like a burden just taken right off my shoulders, man. It was it's hard to explain unless you've been there. I've been in the green room for a couple of years now, and I've seen a lot of people that have posed that question before, and you can tell there's some hesitancy when they ask it, because they're reaching for someone that's done it. And that's kind of what Raiken was at the time, is he was someone that had done it, and we were in a similar field. So it's super influential. So I would challenge anyone out there that's on the fence. Maybe you're doing the selling eBay, Amazon, Etsy, whatever it is. You're part-time and you want to do it full-time. You want to be your own boss and work your own hours, but be ready to work hard. I would say research, look up Raiken's videos. There's tons of people out there that have awesome videos. Bonafide has awesome videos, and just be knowledgeable about it before you do it. And the same thing goes for when you're going to put in your resignation, make sure you have money set aside. That was one thing that really stood out to me that I heard was, make sure you have enough that you can live off of. I think it was like 3 to 6 months or something like that. So that was definitely something that I made sure that I had done, and then set goals for yourself and push yourself.
Okay. Now, one of the things I want to, before we get to question number 4, I want to ask you, right? Because I asked this question to the feed about 10 minutes ago, right? And it was like, what do people think? When they think of Maine, what's the number one thing that they think in their head? So Daniel, take a guess. 3 guesses, what everyone guessed that they think they know about Maine. What do you think it is?
What they know? I mean, it's lobster. Like probably
Okay.
lumberjacks or something.
Lumberjacks. Okay, lobster. You 3 guesses. You have lobsters, lumberjacks. What's the third one?
Hoarders.
What they know.
No, what do you think, man? Dan, what do you think? Like, what's the third one?
What are we known for? Like
no, like yeah, no. What do you think other people think Maine is known for? Like, I mean, you live in Maine, but like, what do you think other people would think?
Rednecks. I don't even know, man.
All right, so here are the answers.
Like Florida,
Hillbillies.
Here are the answers for you. Lobster. All right.
Yeah.
Chowder.
Chowder.
Interesting. Lighthouses. I didn't expect to see that one.
Oh, I can see that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then lobster, and more lobster. So clearly lobsters like I guess as soon as you cross the state line, it's just like lobsters are crossing the street and lobsters are like, pumping your gas at the gas station for you. So anyway, let's talk about now. Yeah, and people are saying chowder and all that kind of stuff. And there's some people that want to visit Maine. Apparently, it's really beautiful. We used to have a picker, and I think she still makes videos. But Mad Maine, right, Raiken? Remember that lady, Mad Maine, and she would take.
She's
she still
awesome,
makes
man.
videos. Yeah.
She's awesome. She's such a sweetheart.
But she had some really good videos with the coastline and like the forest, and I was like, man, it's really nice looking. But I've never been, so. Okay, so let's talk about how Amazon FBA, we'll kind of fast forward the story a little bit, but Amazon FBA led to a very amazing opportunity for you. I have one question with that. Let's answer that very quickly. Was this a fourth quarter lump sum kind of Amazon payment that led you to have the capital to buy this next company? Yes or no?
It was reinsuring. It was definitely. I've been selling. I sold throughout the whole year. This isn't a yes or no, is it? Yes, it is. But it was a gradual, your capital building up over time.
Okay.
The large sum of it came from FBA, absolutely. Q4.
Okay. So now let's kind of go into the company a little bit. How did you find out about the company and that it was for sale?
Actually, to be honest with you, it was the guy that I bought it from was a former pastor at a church that I go to, or I'm sorry, he pastored another church, but I had just heard it through someone else at the church, and they knew that I sold, on eBay and Amazon, and they thought that it would be something that would coincide with, the whole just getting product in and shipping it out. They thought that it would be something that I would be interested in.
Okay. And then did you know about this company before you bought it? Like at all?
Yeah, because the guy that previously owned it was extremely good at search engine optimization and Facebook advertising. So it was constantly being promoted. And I'm finding that, more and more so. I go to like a convenience store and somehow, I'm always looking to try to pass out a business card or something, to hustle. And they're like, oh yeah, I've heard of it. I'm like, what? Convenience store in the middle of nowhere. So
that's cool.
Daniel, you were getting Facebook targeted for your own business at your
No, it's like before you bought it. Before he bought it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's gonna get Facebook targeted.
Right.
Face, then you own the business.
All right, so now it's time of the show where you tell what this company is. Tell the people in the feed exactly what this company is.
It's Box of Maine. Very simple. Box of Maine, great name. And what it is it's a customized gift box. Okay. And in this gift box is a very large selection of Maine items, made in Maine items, businesses that have great quality products that people know. I don't have a live lobster, but I have lobster candy and I have lobster little plush animals and lobster keychains, and moose is another big thing. And I have, the box, it's a web store, okay? It's a website you go on and you get to select what you want to put in the box. We have a 5, a 7, and a 10 item box right now. And you go on and you select what you want out of a huge list. There's probably 60 or 70 items. Some of the big items, fluff, moxie, whoopie pies, Maine maple syrup.
Okay, let's stop right there for 1 second.
Okay.
Fluff. Raiken, what do you think fluff is?
I know I used to put it on my my peanut butter and jelly
That's
sandwiches.
right.
It's like melted marshmallow, right?
Marshmallow spread, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, Eric, what is Moxie?
It's probably mayonnaise based. I have no idea.
Dan, what is Moxie?
Moxie is disgusting. I think it's a disgusting soda, but it's one of those acquired tastes that people rave about. It's just a can of soda, man, and
Moxie.
got
What
a
does it
little
taste like? Like,
toothpaste on
describe the taste
Tastes
to it.
like
Like, is it like Red Bull? Is it like
acid.
Fanta? What's it
Oh,
like?
it's a root soda. It's got to be kind of
It's
like
like
root
a
beer.
dark. It's like a dark. Yeah, it's like got a dark flavor to it. If that makes
If
any
it's anything
sense.
like
Kinda like
Malta or root beer, I might like
yeah,
it.
like a
Interesting.
yeah.
You know,
It's a very
this
acquired
kind of like
taste.
sounds familiar to me because when I went to North Carolina the first time in forever, like 4 years ago, I realized there's a lot of stuff in North Carolina that does not ever make it to Texas, never makes it to the West Coast, maybe not even make it to Maine. One of those things was like Sundrop, and I'd never have a Sundrop in my entire life. That was pretty good. I had Cheerwine, which was another soda that I thought was really good. And then I had some crazy barbecue stuff that's very significant to North Carolina. That's how I can understand how Box of Maine, maybe Maine is just one of these states that's very, they have certain, and you said these are all local companies that are making these things, right?
It's out there.
The best part of this so far, well, there's a couple different things, but without going too far into detail, getting off track, is reaching out to these businesses. Actually, believe it or not, a lot of them come to me. They want their product in this box because they love the concept and they know it's going to be something that's that does well, and it really has. The sales have been great. And so they come to me and they say, we want this product in the box, and it kind of gives me that edge because then I can negotiate and I can make things work. If they want it in the box, and we're gonna have to negotiate. We're gonna have, you're gonna have to work and get it done.
And you're always in control.
Yeah.
Dan, what are these chips that I keep seeing in the box? Like I see a bag
Humpty
of chips.
Dumpty.
Yeah, what is that
Humpty
thing?
Dumpty chips. I don't know what to tell you other than they're amazing. I just had some today. They're super delicious. I don't know how to say it. They got the barbecue chips, the #1 seller, and literally people go crazy for this stuff. We do giveaways on the Facebook page, Box of Maine Facebook page, and we'll get hundreds of thousands of views, clicks, comments, thousands of comments and
For
shares.
a bag of chips?
It literally goes viral. I'll give away, a bag of chips, and it goes viral. We get thousands of Facebook page likes and everything.
Raiken, we're doing it wrong. We're not giving out chips.
Yeah.
You know what I really love about your website? It's like really clean and there's no advertisements on it.
Yeah.
Like there's no third-party ads. Like it's just you.
Yeah, but it's also it's like friendly and welcoming. It's not like cut and dry, black and white type of business website. You see a cool little lobster guy on there. You see testimonies of people that have gotten the box. And let me just finish real quick before we move on to the next thing. I was talking about how they can go onto the website boxofmaine.com and then they can select. The cool thing is that people are buying these for birthday presents, and they're buying them for gifts for their mother or Father's Day, and obviously holiday times is like a majority of the sales. But I'm trying to make it more of a all year round thing. And so, businesses will buy them for people that they want to come to the state to kind of see what Maine's like. I said that in a previous interview. They get a little taste of Maine. And soldiers, I forgot to say this before, and I'm not going to say it again. I'm not going to forget to say it again. Soldiers that are away for basic training, or they're away overseas from Maine, right?
Wow.
You get
That's awesome.
Some of these guys that sign up, some of these guys and girls that sign up, they're 18, they're still getting homesick. I don't know about you, but if I got a gift box with some of my favorite foods like Humpty Dumpty chips and a whoopie pie, and we also put a personalized message in it from whoever buys.
Dude, you literally just gave me chills.
It's really a blessing, man. It makes me feel good. It's something that the mainly gaming business I don't get from, and that's why I bought. This is one of the reasons why I bought the business.
That's amazing. So you have Box of Maine. Maybe you should make one called Taste of Maine, where you get these little samples and you make a tinier version, and it's just like something really small that maybe people in California that are like really kind of curious, they just get the Taste of Maine instead of the whole entire box. But it sounds like a fantastic
I'm actually
concept.
thinking the opposite. I'm thinking about going bigger, to be honest with you, because some of these people want they want more items in a box instead of
Palette of Maine.
I know what you do. Yeah, I know what you do. You go Taste of Maine, but you bring it to Shark Tank. That way, you give it to Barbara and you give it to Herjavec and all those guys. Hey, that'd be sick, man. It sounds like an amazing business. It really does. It sounds very cool.
Gaylord of Maine.
I think if we were to do this in Austin, Texas, there would be breakfast tacos in there, some queso, and I don't know what else, man. Maybe some beef jerky. But this is a fantastic idea, I gotta say. So let's talk about now number 6, which is, what is your favorite product in the entire 70 items that you have to sell? Like, what is it? These Humpty Dumpty chips, or is it like, what do you love to eat from Maine?
Yeah, check it out. I can't narrow it down to one item. So what I did was I created a cookout combo pack. That's what it's called. It's called the Box of Maine Cookout Combo Pack, and you can check it out on the website. And what it is, it's our famous, they're called red snappers. Which one of you, has any one of you heard about red snappers? Take a guess what you think red snappers is.
A cinnamon candy.
Wait, hold on. Ask the feed.
Okay. All right,
Ask
feed.
the feed.
Ask you real quick. What is a red snapper from Maine?
As everybody Googles it.
Yeah, without no Google.
First person in the feed, shout him out, whoever gets it.
What are red snappers? Oh,
I
man.
would say candy too.
I was going to say cinnamon candy. Someone said chips. Bob Weiss says chips. Someone says fish.
I think of like Swedish fish, yeah.
That's what I'm thinking too. Miner's Treasure says candy. What's up, Tim Miner? Good to see you. Fish. All right, a couple more, like a Swedish fish, candy. All right, so a lot of people are guessing candy or fish. One person's guessing chips.
No one from Maine. There's no one from Maine and watching right now.
Fish wouldn't keep well.
Red snapper.
It's crabs. Someone said crabs. I don't know if a red snapper would be a crab thing, but who knows?
All right, I have to go on Google now.
No.
Yeah, look it up.
Okay.
I have to.
Dan, tell us what it is real quick.
It is a hot dog.
What? Raiken knew it the whole time, man. He was in control. He knew that answer.
I wish I did.
No, you didn't know it?
It's a hot
dog.
dog.
I didn't.
Yeah, it's a hot dog. And what it is, it's a red-colored hot dog.
Yes.
When you bite into it, it snaps. I know it sounds a little weird at first, but listen, it is delicious, and it's like a delicacy in Maine. Okay, so when you go to the convenience stores all around the whole state, they have steamers, and inside the steamers are the red snapper hot dogs, steamed, and you also get a split top bun. So that's the next item in the cookout combo pack. It is the New England split top bun. You're thinking, or split top roll. You're thinking, what's that? You know, it's a specific thing where it splits on the top rather than the side, like a sub roll. And it's like, it doesn't make, you know, why is that so famous? Who knows? But it is. It's what you see in lobster rolls. It splits on the top, and it's a New England thing. I don't know if it's specific to Maine, but I believe it is. I have to look it up. I've heard that it's a New England thing. Okay, so you get the red snapper hot dog, you get the split top buns. I made a combo pack. Okay, and then you also get the Humpty Dumpty potato chips.
Okay, now, this sounds like Gain Central. This sounds like amazing for my sodium levels here.
Yeah. That would be my favorite thing, is the cookout combo pack.
Do you cook the red snap? Are they cooked, or you eat them raw?
In like natural casing.
And they snap. Raiken, when's the last time a hot dog snapped in your mouth? Like when you ate it? It just doesn't sound right.
I haven't had a hot dog in years.
Yeah, you cook it over the campfire, man. That's what we do in Maine. We do a lot of camping. Go out into the woods and you start up the fire. You get your stick. You whittle it down with a knife and throw the hot dog on and cook it on an open fire. Toast your bun up a little bit, you know, and you have some chips. You sit down, and you know what? That's going to bring me to my next thing, is a can of Moxie if you want that. Okay, but the whoopie pie, that's called the Maine dessert. Believe it or not, the whoopie pie, I can say for 100% certainty, was originally a Maine-made item.
I know what a whoopie pie is.
Whoopie pie?
Yeah, they have them in convenience stores here.
Is that one with marshmallow in the middle?
I had one in the other room, but I'm not going to run and get it. But it's like a chocolatey cake batter with like you can use a couple of different types of filler. But it's like a marshmallow, and it's delicious. So that's what they can get when they order the cookout combo pack.
Raiken is gonna
there
blow
must
up
be
to
a lot
like
of
300 pounds if he has any of this stuff.
Yeah. A lot of heart attacks in Maine.
When I go on my bulk, man, once I reach my cutting goal, and when I switch the script, man, I'm ordering.
I'm going on a dirty Moxie bulk, guys. Sorry, see you later. Where are my Humpty Dumpty chips? I need them. That's crazy, man. I can't believe all this cool stuff. Like, that makes me want to go to Maine and anyway.
Right on.
How is it? Hold on real quick. Let's just derail for 1 second. How's the thrifting and how's the hustling in Maine? Like, are there savers? Are there Goodwills?
Dude.
Are there garage sales? Like, what's in Maine?
Listen, that's why I kind of struggle with the Maine, because on the other business, it's difficult. We got like one pawn shop, you know, and it's always like sketchy stuff in there.
It's because everybody hoards everything in their basements.
I live in a fairly big city, you know,
Nobody wants to get rid of anything.
Maybe 30, 40,000 people, and then the surrounding cities are probably 100,000.
So there's one pawn shop and
there's
40,000
like
people?
One or two pawn shops, and, you know, we have the Goodwill, we have the Salvation Army, which is a thrift store. And, you know, I hit them, but everyone hits them too. You know, people in Maine like to shop. They like the flea markets, you know, and I actually started off at a flea market, believe it or not.
Man.
Selling. Yeah.
What's the closest town with like crazy infrastructure and crazy amounts of like?
I live in a very large city. I mean, we have the Walmarts, we have the super Walmarts, we have the.
Oh, okay. So you can definitely do some RA. You can do RA.
Yeah.
And everything.
Okay. I did a lot of RA this past Q4. Yeah.
I see. Okay. You're like painting the picture that this place is like really small with like a couple hot dogs in the convenience store, and that's about it. Like, okay, well that's good. I'm glad to know that you live in a good town. That's cool. All right, so you apparently negotiated on this deal. I don't know if you want to get into like the nitty gritty of what the thing cost, but apparently you got 25% off the deal somehow. So was it hard to make a negotiation when you bought Box of Maine from someone, or do you want to disclose how much you bought this company for, or is that just not a good idea right now?
No, I mean, it comes down to valuing the business. And if you've ever watched the show Shark Tank, that's one of the biggest things that the sharks are critical about, because the people come in and they either overvalue their business or they have absolutely no idea. And the guy that I bought it from really didn't have any idea, because it was a fairly new business. And it's like it's kind of one of those, it's an online business right now. So it was kind of really hard to put a value on it. So we did, you know, he showed me, you know, do your research, one, you know, and ask lots of questions. Check out and see if there's competitors, see where they're at, or how well established they are. Are they going to be a threat? You know, am I the number one in this category, whatever you want to call it? Is there room to grow? That's whenever I'm thinking eBay. When I was selling on eBay, I'm thinking, how do I grow? Amazon. How do I grow from Amazon? FBA, and so and so. So that's one of the things that I pondered on, and you know, ask for the financials. Ask for the financials, and, you know, more than willing. I'm not going to buy a business unless I see a nice, thorough breakdown. And this guy was awesome. I mean, he had spreadsheets. I thought I had a good spreadsheet and with formulas, but he had a great breakdown on everything. I could see how much things were selling for, how much, you know, just the whole full breakdown. I won't go into everything. And then from there, you know, you can kind of see, okay, if he made 20,000 net profit in a year, his first year or whatever, and so and then the next year a certain amount, and I can see just kind of by looking at that, kind of, you know, where it was at, and we were just kind of we were playing, like I was trying to get numbers from him, he was trying to get numbers from me. You guys kind of know how it goes. First one to talk, that type of thing. But once we broke the ice and we're able to talk about it a little bit more, we kind of came up with a number. And that number was a little bit more than what I wanted to pay, what I felt comfortable, because it's a risk. When you buy a business, there's a certain risk involved. And so I came down at a lower number, and then, you know, we kind of negotiated and met somewhere in the middle where we both felt good about it.
Okay.
So can I jump in real quick, Chris?
Yep.
I want to ask Daniel. So when you bought this business, what exactly, you know, did you get? I mean, did you get because I know we were talking behind the scenes, or I think we mentioned a few times that the Facebook, did you get his whole Facebook business?
I'll break it down real quick, please.
Yeah, because I'm just curious to know what exactly you get when you do a deal like this, you know.
This guy, like I said, this guy was a pastor. He was a good guy. You know, I actually looked up to the guy, and I still do. I trusted him from the beginning, which helps, you know, because if I didn't know the guy, I think it would have been a little bit harder to trust. But he was you could just tell by his financials. You could typically tell when someone has things in order. They didn't look like there was any shadiness going on. So what I got out of it, I got a very well-established website, as you guys can see, boxofmaine.com. Very clean. You know, it describes what you're getting thoroughly. And I got the Facebook page, which has over 16,000 likes on it, which I think in a year and a half, that is phenomenal. I don't know how he managed to do that. So the amount of people going there just is great. I think that has somewhat of a value on it. And I got all of the inventory on hand. So that was probably like $5,000 right there, just in the value that what he had spent on that. You know, that's all the products, the boxes, packaging, stickers, you name it. You know, and then he actually gave me a big folder with all the files. He gave me his spreadsheets, all the financials. I mean, everything. He gave me the complete, everything that I could ask for. But
Wholesalers and all that.
Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely. I wouldn't have done it without that. There's over 60 wholesalers. You know, that took a long time to establish, and I've already added on 10 since then. You know, oh, check this out. This is great. You guys ready for this?
I'm waiting.
Over 3,000 newsletter email subscriber list. Over 3,000. Nice. That I think has some value to it. I know Raiken's probably got quite a bit. I get a newsletter from him every day. I'm sorry. I had to.
That little rascal.
I'll tell you though. But having the emails is probably one of the most valuable things that you can have.
Man, I got something else. He had. I didn't mention it, but there is a competitor. I'm not going to say their name. They're not even close. Not even close to what we're doing. They have a different concept. They're more of a seasonal business, but they had approached him and wanted to buy the business. Or I'm sorry, he must have approached them because he was looking to sell it. And they offered some really bad, some lame offer, but they wanted that. They said they just wanted the 3,000 subscriber, the newsletter email list is all they really wanted. I mean, come on.
That's crazy, man.
And then
sorry.
He's a search engine optimization guy. Okay, so he knows his backlinks and keywords and all that jazz. And so when you Google Box of Maine, Maine gifts, gift boxes, gift baskets, Maine gift ideas, I mean, there's like 20, 30 things that you could type in Google, and I think like a majority of them, Box of Maine comes up on the top, the website, the Facebook page.
Let me interject really quick. So I'm curious with this business, and again, feel free to reveal what you'd like and what you don't want to. But how is this business generating sales? Like, for example, with my Shopify store, it's like, as of now, it's like 99.5% Facebook ads. I'm not ranking at all in the search engine. Obviously, maybe I'll say actually 90% because 10% is coming from email, my email list as well, in my Shopify business. But like, it's Facebook and emails. That's it for me. What about for your business? How are people finding your website? Because there's millions and millions and millions of websites out there. So did you have access to that information?
I mean, I think a large part of it is the SEO. This guy is super good. Like, his other business does a significant amount of more money than this one that I bought from him. And his business is based around, he goes to dentistries and tells them, hey, look, I can get you #1 on Google. I can do this for you. So I don't know exactly the details of how he did it, but I think that a large amount of it, do it more as far as analytics if you want to know after the show. I think a large amount of it is the placement on Google, but he also runs, or I run now, 2 Facebook advertisements targeting certain areas, like $5 a day for both of those. Actually, I have a third one now. So that's a pretty large part of it. And I honestly, I don't know if there's any other things right now other than word of mouth. Advertising is obviously a big one. Yeah.
We have a question from the feed real quick. Oh, sorry, CP. Go ahead.
Did he teach you Facebook advertising as part of the business, or is that something that you already had?
No, he showed me a complete breakdown on that.
So you got like free mentorship, or not free, but included mentorship as well.
Yeah, he was able to show me all the analytics on Facebook and showed who was buying, their age. I know the age group, male or female, where they're buying it from. I mean, these are things that you have to know, you have to look into if you want to be successful and grow.
Okay. We got a question from Bob Weiss, who's asking, how long was Box of Maine in business before you decided to buy it?
He started in May of 2015, and I just bought it at the beginning of this year.
Okay.
So a year and a half.
Okay, year and a half. Okay, so let's get into a little bit more, which is you described how your family has a lot of like-minded people, as in like owning your own business, and your dad was always like running businesses, correct? Did I hear you at the very first part of this interview?
Yeah.
Right. So do you think how integral was that when you bought this company? Were your parents involved with the decision, or was it like, okay, I'm confident enough to where I know what I'm getting into. I watched enough Shark Tank, whatever. Like, you know what I'm saying? But
the
like,
profit, dude. I love
I
the
mean,
profit.
yeah, like what did you sit down with your parents? Did you sit down with friends? Like, you just kind of do it yourself?
No, you either are an entrepreneur, man, or you're not. You're either hungry to go out and make money, make a living, and do it, have that motivation and that desire to push yourself, or you're going to be working for somebody else and you're going to be taking commands and not pushing yourself, not growing. I think it's just something that you have or you don't have. You need to just go out and get it, for lack of better words.
I think that's what Gary Vaynerchuk says. Like, how you know you're an entrepreneur is when every thought that's running through your head is literally like, how can I make something of myself all the time? Like, and it bothers you to no end. Exactly.
Be passionate about it, right?
Well, that's right. So like, that's one of our questions here. It's like, you are actually in Maine. You're passionate about this stuff. You've grown up with it. I'm assuming you've grown up in Maine. Is that an assumption? Correct? Is it a correct assumption?
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. And that's another thing. The video game thing, the retro video games, it's great. I like doing it. I used to play a lot of video games, and it's cool. I can make money on it, and I was able to scale it up. But this is something different, guys. This is something I can get behind, and I can say, I'm born and raised here. These products are great, and I'm passionate about it, and I love seeing the reaction from the people that get to experience it again. They haven't lived in Maine for 30 years. They retired. They're down in Florida. They're in California. And they get to experience a Box of Maine, something from their childhood. Guys, if that doesn't make you feel good at the end of the day, I don't know what will.
Okay. So Maine seems to be one of these amazing states where you can make a box and there's a ton of amazing things on it. Let me shift the gears real quick. Let's have some people guess on Raiken state, because I have no idea what's going on with Connecticut. Raiken, are you still living in Connecticut? Yes or no?
Yes.
If you owned Box of Connecticut and you had 3 things, let's say you had 3 things to put in that box, what Eric, when you think of Connecticut, what comes to your mind?
Where is Connecticut?
Okay, so that's the first thing, is a map that's going to be in the box, which shows where Connecticut is on the U.S.
Let's see what people in the comments have to say about Connecticut. Because
it's just New England, right? Connecticut
Eric is extremely he's a very educated person. So Eric,
Chowder.
What is your bet? Chowder.
I would just say it's New England, right?
You can't just pick a shoreline and go chowder. That means Florida has good chowder.
I've never been to Connecticut.
I know, but the people haven't been to Maine and they guess chowder and they guess lobster and they guess some really correct things like lighthouses.
Because Maine has like more pop culture than Connecticut.
Oh man! All right, so let me see what people are saying about Connecticut here. Women's basketball. Someone said women's basketball. Okay. So, there'll be a picture of a women's basketball team in Stevens.
A blazer.
A blazer. That's where Blazing Profits was created, guys. There'll be a free PDF of Blazing Profits. Okay, why is Connecticut so small? Is what Who Did It 99 says. Foxwoods, what is that? Chowder pot. Okay, so Raiken, what are the three things that are going to be in your Connecticut box?
Something to do with Native Americans, the casino.
Okay, so there's going to be some casino chips in the box. What else?
Yeah, some casino chips. Probably
someone says traffic.
What about a food item, Raiken? Think of a food item that you get.
Oh, dude, someone said traffic, Raiken. Oh my God, that's funny.
I mean, I'm about an hour away from New Haven, near the shoreline. So,
what is significant to your state, Raiken?
Gosh, what is it? What is it called? I forgot. It's a certain type of chips, but I'm completely blanking out what it's called. I don't even know. Okay, I just live here. I don't know. Like I don't think of anything like super like when I think of Connecticut, I don't think of like certain items like that are like nostalgic or something like that.
Utz? Is it Utz chips? No. Yes.
That business model would not work for Connecticut.
I can't even think of anything, and I live here.
Yeah, so you know what? Maybe this isn't a business that can be scaled up to other states. Let's say I wanted to create another box of New Hampshire, a box of New York, or a box of something else. Maybe it can't be done. I don't know.
New York, probably.
I feel like there are some places like California. I associate California to like surfing and skateboarding and like a lot of outdoor stuff. I'm sure they have food items that are particular to the state.
Man, there's some funny responses in the feed. I gotta tell you, this Connecticut part, definitely a funny.
Something to do with high taxes. I could put in the box.
Yeah,
like charge you like $300 for the box. No, charge you like $30 for the box and like $80 in taxes. Instead, you like some ice cubes.
Oh man, overpriced CPAs. How about that? No, I'm just kidding. Okay, let's let's go to the next question, which is so regarding Box of Maine, Dan. What are your visions for this company in 5 years? 5.
I think a lot of it comes down to sales. You got to push sales. Push sales push them hard through social media. Advertising, hitting the local scene hard. I got a trade show already set up for next month. There's tons of trade shows, food trade shows, specialty foods. Just get out there and make the brand known. Building relationships, passing out business cards and flyers.
Competition.
Yep.
I got a question I don't think anybody's ever asked real quick, or actually ever asked on this show, which is someone orders this stuff, right? They order, a box of 10 things, 7 things of your 70 items. It goes on your, they order through your website, you get a checkout thing, and that's cool. Now what happens? Does it go to some third-party place that puts the box together? Or are you putting this stuff together in your garage? What's going on here?
Not that big yet. They order it, we get the order in the email, we print off the order, and actually all the inventory, the whole process happens here. I have a downstairs area where one business in one room and the other one in the other room. And, so we have all the product here. It all gets shipped right to my house. I don't actually have a physical storefront, no overhead, all the product, over 60, 70 items here. And we have the custom made Box of Maine boxes. We just make it look really good. A gift box, a filler, and package it all in nice. Throw in some nice promotional flyers and merchandise things from, local businesses, and, just kind of give them an overall, it's all about the overall experience. I don't think I really touched on that a lot. But when you get the gift box, it's like, oh, hey, look, I just got, I got a bag of chips, woohoo, no, but it's, you got this, and it just kind of creates an overall experience that they're paying for. And
buy it again too.
Exactly. Yeah. And I push hard, like I said earlier, I push hard on the fast shipping. I always have. So we offer 2-day free priority shipping. So I'm in Maine, California. We just sent out one today in California. They're getting it in 2 days.
Well, Box of Maine Prime.
Yep.
So does it make it hard to live in a house with all this amazing Maine stuff, in another room, just sitting there,
yes.
chips and is this really make it tough for fitness goals and stuff, or?
Oh yeah, I'm snacking on some Maine maple candy right now.
All right, hold this up to the camera. Let's look at what a piece of this stuff looks like. Let's see what this thing looks like.
Amazing. I got some here too.
He's got it all over.
Don't tell my wife. Humpty Dumpty barbecue chips. Had it with a sandwich today.
What did Biggie say? Don't get high on your own supply.
Yeah, these are Maine maple candies made from pure maple sugar. Talk about a sugar overload.
Talk about diabetes.
Diabetes.
So yes, it is very hard not to snack on the product.
So let me jump in with a question real quick. Without getting too deep into the specifics, certain business models, for example, restaurants, dude, the margins are super, super small. A lot of things have to go right. Here we got a Poland Spring right here. How are the margins in this business without being, super specific? Is it a high margin business or?
That's what I looked at. That's one of the things I looked at when I was looking through the financials. It's got to have a good profit margin, 30 to 40% on everything. You got to have good profits. Profit margin,
What has been your largest hurdle with Box of Maine to date? You said you acquired it at the beginning of this year, correct? Am I right about that?
Yeah, I mean, it's a new process, and with anything, you're going to make mistakes. You're going to make more mistakes in the beginning, and then you got to learn. You got to fix it. I'll give you one quick example. We do sell 6 bags of Humpty Dumpty chips. They make large size bags. They make a couple of different size bags, and for some reason, I thought it was 6 small, little, snack size bags, and I almost sent out to 10 customers a small size bag of Humpty Dumpty chips. And I'm thinking I was fortunate to catch it. So you make big mistakes. The biggest hurdle, I think it's just making the product, people aware of the product and getting the sales. That's going to be the hurdle, I think, for a lot of businesses, especially, some that are fairly new, is you gotta, it's not something that just comes easy. Like Raiken said with his Shopify web store, I have another web store. you have to go out and try to get the people to come in, drive the traffic, and reach out to people. That can be a pretty big hurdle.
You alluded to a fact where you said you're trying to make all the mistakes early because that's when you make the mistakes. But I have to say, Raiken, is that a little? When I look at Raiken's journey, right, it seems like the mistakes are happening all the time. Like, I mean, or hurdles, should I say? Not mistakes, but hurdles, right? And Raiken, can you shed some light on that? Because you're starting a Shopify thing and you're keeping on going with it, but it seems like there are hurdles every single direction you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's always going to be challenges, specifically with my Shopify store. I have challenges with, finding the products that are selling and then they sell for a while and then they die off. And, then you have, the Facebook ads. The whole Facebook platform is a big challenge and things are always changing. So, you're going to make a lot of mistakes at the beginning. Hopefully it slowly dies down. But whenever you grow and you get into a new business, or if you want to take your business to the next level, typically the bridge is learning something new and applying something new, and you're going to continue to make mistakes as you grow. I think you just want to try to minimize them as much as possible and be smart and try to get somebody who's already done it before you to kind of mentor you or kind of to help you to minimize the mistakes, So I don't know if you have anyone, Daniel, who's running a business, maybe that pastor, maybe if you can talk to him now and then about different things. If you're looking to spend a bunch of money on Facebook ads or doing retargeting or different SEO, try to ask him a couple questions before you go into it, just to minimize, but the mistakes are going to happen, like you said.
Oh yeah, I was contacting him every day. I even said, I'm probably going to be contacting you a little bit here until I get things going. But maybe I mistook that question as far as a hurdle. I was thinking mistakes, but hurdle, if I were to sum it all up, I would say balancing. I have two businesses now. And even with the one business, it was kind of hard to manage it. I have a wife, I have kids, I'm involved in the church. And, so I would say one of the hurdles is learning how to balance it and prioritize it. I got to switch gears constantly. I'm working on this business. I got someone helping me, hire an employee to help me, it's a whole learning process. Right.
It doesn't, I mean, I can honestly tell you with utmost confidence that, even the green room, we try to grow, and it's just hurdles after hurdles after hurdles. It never stops, it seems. But that's fun because, like Raiken said, always try to find like-minded people that can help you out, people that have done it before, partner up with the right people. I don't know if, Raiken, could you ever build the green room by yourself? It's probably not. Like, could I? No.
I couldn't manage it all. That's the problem without having, employees, right?
Yeah. So yeah, infrastructure and making mistakes and those hurdles, man, they're gonna get you. They're always there, man. But I think you have a crazy concept. I mean, it's a really good concept, and I say crazy as in like it's different. It's really
it's awesome.
It's good.
You know what we say here? You know what we say here in Maine? Is wicked good, Bob. That's what they say. Wicked good.
Bob?
Good. Bob. Yeah, I don't know. Weird. We're weirdos, man.
Wicked good, Bob.
Wicked good.
Wicked good, Bob.
Okay. So wait, do you hear wicked good, Bob, like in a convenience store?
I actually
or a
have a decal that we sell that says wicked good on it.
Oh, okay.
It's like a catchphrase. It doesn't have to be food items. We have other merchandise items from businesses. LL Bean. You guys have heard of LL Bean?
Yeah.
That's one of the biggest things in
Maine, right? Freeport, Maine? Is that where they're
from?
from?
Maine.
Yeah, they make great stuff.
Great product.
Lifetime warranty, and they'll give you a gift card if anything ever breaks down.
Dude, LL Bean stuff is so like underrated. It's so good. But it's not like super popular. It's not found in like fraternity and sorority culture like North Face or Patagonia. It's just different. It's just been there forever.
Yeah.
It's really durable stuff, just as good as any of that other stuff.
It's too hip for hipsters.
It really is, man. It's like, anyway, it's for like this old house kind of people. It's like Bob Villa stuff. Anyway, all right, so let's talk about, do you see yourself seeking venture capitalist money and loans from friends, banks, in order to really like expand this thing to the next level? Maybe a warehouse, maybe some employees, maybe start getting bigger overhead and stuff. Do you see that in the next 5 years? And how would you go about getting the cash infusion for that?
From watching Shark Tank, I really like that show. I've been plugging it a lot, but one of the biggest things that I hear and I hear these businesses struggle with is the capital. For me, I started off small, and everything that I sold, I set it aside and I reinvested it back into the business. I was just strictly just taking the cash and putting it back in and just doing it over and over and over and kind of creating a snowball effect, building up the inventory. And so that's kind of the method that I've been using. It wasn't until recently that I did take out a few credit cards, but the reason why I took out the credit cards was just to get the benefits of like the cash back, to pay it off instantly right when I made the purchase, and just to have that working capital and to keep things growing and moving. Just like you mentioned, you don't want your business to be halted or slowed down because you don't have the capital, the working capital to keep it going, especially if your business is seasonal or you make a majority of your sales in the later part of the year.
Yeah, that shows Shark Tank. They get really interested. You can almost see them perk up when they hear sales figures. In fact, that's one of the very first 3 questions that they ask in the beginning is,
how much
what are your sales? Like, what are your sales for this past year? How long have you been open? They always say, how long has this been in a business for? And then like, what did you gross last year, for example? And as soon as they hear what seems to be north of 200K a lot of times, I mean, that's when it's almost guaranteed that someone's going to be kind of in there. But it's about 200K is that level where I see that they start getting perked up pretty good. They're like, all right, it's showing revenue and it's showing, this and that. But it's a great show. I don't think it's absolutely one of the best shows ever on TV, honestly. And yeah, it's really accurate in an MBA sense. It's pretty accurate with all the terms they're using and everything. It's a good show.
Oh, I've been hooked on it. I've watched like the first 5 seasons in the past week. And it's one of those things.
I've had some friends that have been on it too, and they got picked up. I had some friends that got picked up from that show.
It's one of the things that Raiken said.
Pretty awesome.
And I think a few you touched on it as well. Bonafide is having that mentor, having that just constantly filling yourself with people that have been there. Just acquiring that knowledge. If you hang around with 4 broke bums, you'll be the 5th. And vice versa. Surround yourself with successful people, obviously with good motives, and I believe that you will do well as so.
Hey, are you a part of? Have you ever heard of Digital Marketer? Digitalmarketer.com.
I have not.
They throw event. There's a popular event that they throw every year called the Traffic and Conversion Summit. It's like pretty much the biggest. It's like the it's a community, kind of like the green room for reselling, but this is. It's like the green room for like internet marketing. I mean, if you're looking to take your business to the next level, go over there, man. I'm telling you, they have a monthly membership and everything. You'll learn everything you ever wanted about social media, driving traffic, conversions, physical products, digital. I mean, it's absolutely amazing. So I would definitely check that out, man. If you're looking for like mentors and information that's relevant to what you're doing.
Okay. So we're getting kind of close to the tail end of the show here. I want to ask one last question, then we'll release it to the feed. And if we have any questions out there, let's ask them. But for the last question is really, how can people find more about your journey? I know in the green room, you're Daniel Finnemore in the green room. Mm-hmm. But you can open up, you can go to boxofmaine.com, right? Yep. You want to tell people to go like your Facebook page, or do you have an Instagram, for example? Yeah, let's get people on there, man.
We're on social media. Box of Maine, very simple. Boxofmaine.com. You can Google it. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and I'll be looking into some of the other social medias, but those are the big ones. We do lots of giveaways, so even if you're not from Maine, you can still go there and support and possibly win some stuff from Maine and appreciate and enjoy it like we do.
What's your most popular product that you sell? Like, is it a 10-pack? Like, what is the most popular thing that's bought so far?
I mean, it's tough to say. It largely depends on the person and how much they want to spend. So with the 5, 7, and 10, it's kind of hard to narrow it down which box sells the most. I'd have to go look and look at it. I should know it. It's still fairly new for me. But the most popular product, I would say, it's a close tie with the Maine maple syrup, the wild Maine blueberry jam. The fluff's up there, the moxie's up there. Really, what I ended up doing is I went and I looked and I found 7 of the best-selling products, and I boxed them together and created a pre-made box where, hey, look, if you're in a rush, maybe you don't really know much about Maine, you can select the pre-made bestseller item box.
Okay.
So if you were to go and go on the website, you should be able to see that.
I think I want to order one for this green room meetup.
Yeah.
When
hey, let me know.
I know Eric's gonna eat all of it with myself. I don't know if Raiken's gonna touch it all, but like I know I
Dude,
would.
you ate all of my potato chips.
I know I did.
Yeah.
I ate
Humpty
every
Dumpty.
single one of
If
those
you haven't
things.
had Humpty Dumpty, you should definitely try that, and just make sure you have like a huge bottle of water because they are packed full of sodium.
That's fine. I think we should order. I think you might see. You'll see. You might see the
Attend
green
that.
room.
Appreciate that, and
Yeah, you might see the green room buy something from you pretty soon. And then you said 2-day, right? It's 2-day shipping.
2-day free shipping anywhere in the country. There's a
Okay.
few places like Alaska. I think it was like 3. You know, like if you live up in the mountains, you're probably not going to get it too.
Nothing to Bangkok yet?
I have not figured out international unless you want to pay for shipping.
You can just send one of those Thailand people. I don't they're cheap, like, and you just send them over to the USA and pick it up for you and come back. Anyway.
Send a tuk-tuk to pick it up and bring it to me.
All right, so let's get to the questions here in the feed. And while we're looking for the questions, I'll give it to Steve for some housekeeping. We always like end the shows with a little bit of housekeeping. But what's been going on the horizon, Steve? What are we working on? And what is right around the corner? Go for it. And you're muted, so make sure you're off mute. He's always in control except for when he's not in control, which is right now.
He's
My
in control
keyboard,
of the
I've been
microphone.
typing so much in the comments. My keyboard is so loud.
Okay. No, we can't hear it. Go for it, man.
I heard it.
Anyways, guys, the thing that we've been working on behind the scenes is we've been planning the green room event that just went off in the background. Green room event. This is our 4th event, going down July 12th to the 15th in beautiful Austin, Texas, right in smack dab in the middle of the country. This is our 4th event, and we've been planning it, and we just released tickets for it. Again, July 12th to the 15th. We have a seminar that we're going to be throwing on, I believe it's the 13th, which is Thursday, in July. And that's going to be a seminar that's going to be open for the first 97 people who buy tickets. But you do have to be a green room member to go to the seminar. And then we have the main event on, I believe, Saturday night as well. So, yeah, go to greenroomuniversity.com/tickets, and you can check that out again. The first couple days of the event is going to be open to the public, but if you want to go to the seminar and if you want to go to the green room dinner event, which is going to be like, what is it, 6 hours at Reunion Ranch this year, Chris?
Yeah, we have a 6-hour engagement, which should be good. It was 4 hours last year, but a lot of people weren't so happy about that. They wanted it to be longer. So
Yeah.
The main event
Time
goes by
goes by.
very, very fast, but it's an amazing time to link up
Yeah,
with like-minded people, prizes, dancing, barbecue.
Yeah, I'm gonna put
awesome.
the link in the description right now. I just threw it in the description, so you can check that out. There's all the details, the agenda, all that good stuff. So, yeah,
We
that's
also
pretty
have
much.
a hotel deal that's about 75% of the
Oh,
way
yeah.
through. Go ahead with that, Raiken.
Why don't you tell them about it? Because you worked out the deal. You probably know it a little better than I do.
Yeah, we did work out a special hotel deal for the Green Room meetup here in Austin, Texas. It's about 75% of the way sold through. It is Lone Star Court, has been featured on the Travel Channel. It's an amazing hotel in the middle of the hottest, newest development district here in North Austin. So definitely check that out, lonestarcourt.com. It's an amazing place. You'll never go to a hotel quite like it. Trust me, it is so different, and it's in the middle of the coolest part of town. So anyway, that's going down as well, and we have a room block with a special rate with Green Room. All the codes are inside the room, so check out inside the Green Room and you'll see what we're talking about. Outside of that, the planning has been almost every week, and it's a lot of fun. And then we have ASD around the corner, which is the trade show in Vegas. So Green Room admins are going there, and we'll be probably linking up with about 50 or 60 Green Room members in Vegas next week. So if you're in Vegas, or you just want to hang out, go to ASD and you'll come roll up with our group and everything. Should be pretty fun. Outside of that, I want to go into the questions to see if I don't think we have any questions. I mean, we really went through this. We picked this company apart, man. We straight like Shark Tanked your company for you. So here we go. Here's one from Bob Weiss. Do you have suppliers coming to you enough to where you don't have to go look for more suppliers? That's the first question. The second question is, how do you decide which ones you will select to add to your boxes?
Good questions. A couple different things. So if you go on the website, there's a page where there's a button at the top where you can click. It says suggestions. Because people like to give their opinions. Especially Mainers. We're kind of straightforward people. And, so people will say, hey, you should have this in the box. You should do this in the box. And some of it, you just kind of take it and you think, yeah, that's probably not a good idea. Someone asked me to put like a sub sandwich in it. I'm like, Yeah, because I'm going to put a sub sandwich in the box and ship it to you, and you're going to get it, and it's going to be nice and fresh, right? But then you just start looking at the trends. For an example, someone said beef jerky, Smith's beef jerky, and I'm like, all right, I probably could work that out. And then the next day, the next week, hey, Smith's beef jerky. So they keep suggesting the product over and over. You get 10 or 20 people, and you start thinking, okay, well, Smith's beef jerky hasn't come to me, so I'm thinking, why don't I go to them, give them a call, and see if we can work something out so that I can, satisfy these customers and help them have Smith's beef jerky because they haven't had it since they were a kid,
Yeah, that's like free market research.
Yeah, I think you should always. I try to test it out, and so the second part of that, Bob, is that I typically use my Facebook page and kind of just throw like a poll out there. I did a poll and I listed off like 5 items. What would you like to see in the Box of Maine next? And Smith's beef jerky was on the list, and a few Maine saltwater taffy, Needham's chocolate bar. And so there was a bunch of items, and I collected that data and along with the suggestions, and that's kind of the process that I take on it. So
that's interesting. So you're at 70 items now, right? Something like that. 70 restockable items.
I feel like it might be too many. There's some on there that aren't very good. You're gonna have. We didn't really touch on it, but there are some ones that don't do good. I bought the business and he already had 60 on there. And do you need 3 different type of lobster stuffed animals? Nah, probably not. Sometimes too much of a selection is not good. You go out to eat and you got a 10-page menu and you're sitting there for half an hour trying to figure out what you want to eat.
Sounds like Cheesecake Factory.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've ever eaten there, but Cheesecake Factory is the craziest menu on earth, dude.
There's like 50 pages. I was just there. It's insane.
It's unbelievable.
I feel bad for the waiters and waitresses when they first start working there. Like, how do you even memorize that whole menu? It is crazy. Idea.
That is the menu of death right there, for sure.
It's the long tail menu.
Dude, for real, dude. I'm telling you, we're talking about $5 million, man. There's like a really
20
old,
million
like,
range.
yeah, there's like some old fettuccine in the back that's like waiting to get used, but it's like on page 50
well,
somewhere.
Yeah, because then they gotta keep all that product.
I know. It's crazy,
too,
dude.
So yeah.
Bonkers, man. Well, Dan, thanks for being on our show, man. Amazing interview. I thought, man, I got to learn a lot about this Maine stuff, and especially what's in the box and how you put it all together. I think we really got an accurate view of like how you've bought this company, what you aim to do with it. Any parting words for us, man? Oh, by the way, tell the people like this video, Dan. Come on, man.
Thumbs up, guys. Like the video. Dan at Box of Maine. Hustling it.
That's right. We got someone from Maine here. We have someone from Thailand. We got all ends of the freaking world spectrum here going on, dude. I
appreciate the support, guys. Remember, I started just selling stuff on eBay, okay? And then I wanted more. I wanted to grow. I challenge you guys out there. If you're just selling a few things on eBay and you're liking it, that's good. If you want to do it, if you really want to do it for a living and have the success in your hands, how much money do you want to make? Is really what it comes down to. And it's not all about the money. Okay, I like the money. I enjoyed it. I was able to buy a house with it, buy cars, and to provide for my family. But you got to have the passion. You got to enjoy what you do. Am I right, guys?
That's right. I agree. Box of Texas coming soon, man. I'm telling you.
So go on boxofmaine.com. Buy your box today. Get 10% off when you sign up.
Ooh,
nice.
Cool, man.
Ooh, do they have to use a special code or?
Just you go on the website and it'll prompt you to sign up.
Nice.
Cool, what I should have done is I should have created a certain discount for green room members.
Ooh.
Hey, we could still make it happen, man.
Do that.
Talk to us.
All right.
Yeah, that's amazing. And here's a comment. One of the last comments we're going to read out from In the Sun by the Beach, which says, "I respect all of you guys who are growing." Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
I don't think we're ever going to really get there. It's just the fact that we're always growing. That's the best part about it. I don't think there's ever there where you get to sit back and go, I'm done. I think once you're an entrepreneur, I think you're always going to keep going and pushing ahead somehow. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching this Green Room Hangout. This is definitely the best way to kick off season 3 of our Hangouts. And we will see you next week on Raiken's channel. Actually, I don't even know if we're going to, we'll try to do next week, but I think we're congregating into, I don't want to spoil it or anything, but maybe next week, Raiken's channel, maybe.
Maybe we'll do it early on Tuesday or something.
We'll do it Tuesday.
We'll figure it out.
Anyway, likely show next Tuesday on Raiken's channel. Till then, check out Box of Maine. And if you guys are in the green room, hit him up. Daniel Finnemore. Thanks, Daniel.
Hey,
Appreciate it,
thank you,
Dan.
guys. Appreciate the
All
support.
right, guys. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.